She went blind. Not just a flicker, not just a moment. She sat there, 17 years old, holding her face in her hands, in the dark, even though the lights were still on. It was the day of the festival, the day she and her friend had planned for weeks. Discounted tickets, big crowds, music pulsing through the city like adrenaline through a vein. She was supposed to be laughing, dancing, posting selfies they'd scroll through for months. Instead, she couldn't see, couldn't stand, could barely think. And that was the moment she made the call that would unravel everything. It was only a few hours before the festival. She dialed her friend's number with trembling fingers, told her the truth. "I can't come. I'm really sick. It's worse this time." And all she got in return was silence, then disbelief, then anger, then a cold, cutting hang-up. 2 days later, the message came. "You've always had this," her friend wrote. "You've always ignored it before. You just didn't want me to have fun." And just like that, a friendship cracked. Not over betrayal, not over lies, but over something that felt even colder. A refusal to believe pain when it doesn't look the way people expect. So, what do you do when your body breaks down and your support system breaks with it? Let's go back to the beginning. She's 17, a girl like many others, but her body doesn't follow the rules. Periods come 2 or 3 times a year, when they come at all. And when they're late, it's not just cramps, not just bloating. It's like a system-wide failure. Her body turns into a battleground. And every time, the list of symptoms hits like a checklist from hell. Dizzy spells, migraines that blind her, insomnia that leaves her wired and worn out, infections, anywhere they can find a foothold, fevers that burn, days where even water won't stay down, and sometimes actual blindness, not poetic, not metaphorical, real. Everything goes black, and that's just the beginning. Joint pain, memory loss, weight that vanishes or piles on without warning. Her body is unpredictable, wild, and merciless. But here's the thing. She didn't want to be a victim, so she learned to function anyway. She learned to show up to school when she was sick. She trained herself to walk into rooms pretending her bones didn't hurt. She laughed through migraines, smiled through nausea. She kept going, not because she wanted to, but because she thought she had to. She knew that one day she'd be an adult. No more school accommodations, no more days off, just bills, rent, work. She didn't want to fall behind before life even started. So she adapted, hardened, built a mask out of resilience. And for a while, it worked, until it didn't. The festival was supposed to be a reward, a break, something fun. Finally, with her friend. They got the tickets cheap through her brother's army discount. The plan was set. Her friend was ecstatic. It was supposed to be a perfect day. But that week, everything went wrong. One flare-up, then another. Hospital visits, endless exhaustion. And then, on the day of the festival, the worst flare yet. Her vision vanished for 2 straight hours. She could feel the migraine squeezing her brain like a fist. Her body was screaming. It was pain, layered on pain, layered on panic. And she knew. She couldn't go. She didn't want to ruin anything. She didn't want her friend to lose out. So she called with enough time to let her give the ticket to someone else. Didn't ask for money back. Didn't complain. Just explained. "I can't come. I'm sorry." Her friend didn't yell. Didn't cry. Didn't ask how she was doing. She just tried to talk her into it. "You've pushed through before. You'll be fine." But this time, wasn't like before. And when she tried to explain that, her friend hung up. And that was the beginning of the silence. 2 days passed. She gave her space. Maybe she's upset, she thought. Maybe she just needs time. So she texted, reached out again, offered another apology, not for getting sick, but for the timing. And that's when the message came. A long, searing wall of text. Not concerned, not curious, just blame. You've always had these symptoms, it said. You've always ignored them before. This time, you just didn't want me to have fun. You ruined my night. She stared at the words, stunned. Not because she didn't expect disappointment, but because her pain, real, documented, visible pain, had been rewritten into sabotage. She didn't know how to respond. How do you respond when someone you trust tells you your suffering looks like selfishness? She tried again, sent more messages, but nothing came back. Radio silence. And now, she's stuck, alone, not sure what to do next. She doesn't want to send an apology that won't be read, doesn't want to beg for forgiveness. She doesn't feel she owes. But she also doesn't want to let a friendship die. She's caught between guilt and anger, between wanting to explain herself and realizing she already did. Because it's not her fault. She didn't choose her body's chaos. She didn't wake up and decide, today, I want to hurt someone I care about. She woke up in agony and still tried to do the right thing. And her friend? Well, her friend made a different choice. A choice to ignore what didn't fit her plans. A choice to see illness as inconvenience. A choice to abandon compassion when it was most needed. So now, she's asking the question that echoes louder than all the pain. So, am I the asshole? Was she wrong to cancel? Wrong to set a boundary her body forced on her? Wrong to expect that someone who loved her might just believe her? Because she didn't flake. She didn't ghost. She didn't lie. She broke, and the one person she thought would understand walked away. So maybe the real question isn't just, am I the asshole? Maybe it's, what do you do when your body fails and the world sees you as the failure? Maybe it's, how much should we sacrifice to avoid disappointing people who never ask if we're okay? Maybe it's, why is it so hard for people to believe in invisible pain until it becomes impossible to ignore? And maybe the question is, if someone only shows up when you're fine, are they really your friend? Here's what I think. This story isn't just about a missed festival. It's about something we rarely say out loud. That chronic illness, especially in young people, is often invisible until it ruins something someone else cares about. And when it does, suddenly you're not strong anymore. You're unreliable, dramatic, inconvenient. I want to say this clearly. You do not owe anyone your body at the expense of your health. Pain that is invisible is still pain. Exhaustion that doesn't scream is still real. Blindness, even temporary, is not something you push through for a night out. This young woman has been fighting a battle every single day just to show up. And when she finally couldn't, the people she thought would understand didn't. If you're listening to this and you've been in her shoes, if you've ever had to cancel, to retreat, to say, I just can't today, and someone called you selfish for it, I see you. You're not alone. And if you've been on the other side, if someone in your life pulled away, missed something important, let you down in a way that hurt, I ask you, Did you ask why? Did you believe them when they said it wasn't personal? Or did you make it about you? Because empathy, real empathy, isn't just for the days when it's easy to give. So what do you think? Was she wrong to cancel? Should she have forced herself to go blind in a crowd, dizzy in a festival, just to avoid making someone else upset? Was she selfish? Or was she finally protecting herself? You decide. This is AITA Stories, and we'll see you next time.